Rimowa Sling Clutch in aluminum, is it worth it? Absolutely not. It's a luxury purchase. This thing is over $1,000. Of course it's not worth it. But neither are most luxury purchases. I, on the other hand, love it. I use it every single day. I use it all the time. I put my phone in there with the Rimowa case. I put my credit cards, my debit cards, in these little leather holders on the inside. I'm able to put money in here. It's basically a wallet and a phone protector in one. Now, I bought some cheaper alternatives, and if you don't have $1,000 to spend on one of these, I'm going to recommend Argon, which is another design award-winning product, but for much cheaper, maybe around $150. It's also made out of aluminum, and there'll be a link of that in the description. But I want to talk about why I decided to buy this. And it really comes down to a lot of attention to detail that Rimowa has taken. So this fits really nicely against the body. It's very streamlined. It's not super thick, which is nice aesthetically, but it also means you can't fit a phone and a power bank in at the same time without having difficulty trying to get it to close. It also has a nice little button closure here. So you find with the cheaper ones, they're going to use a zipper, or the button's not quite going to operate quite as well as it does on the Rimowa one. It also has real leather on the interior. So yeah, it is quite expensive at over $1,000, but for something like this, I get tons of utility out of it. The other thing that I really like about it is very iconic. So there are a lot of sling clutch bags out there, but most of them are made out of some sort of soft fabric. They're made out of leather. They're made out of nylon or plastic, but this is real metal. So it really looks futuristic. So a lot of utility for something that seems kind of overpriced for something small, but that's not really how I judge whether a luxury product is worth it. So this would probably be one of the most used luxury products they have. The other would be my $1,500 headphones, and I use those every day, just like I use the Rimowa. Now, on the other hand, if you're typically just using a wallet, and you're not going to be using this, then maybe it's not worth it as much for you. Now, for me, I actually lost 2 iPhones. I lost one on a plane. So I was flying to China. Somebody stole my phone when I put it on my seat. Somebody also stole my phone when I was in Indonesia, and I had it on the seat in the taxi. So that's one of the reasons that this, in some regards, is an investment. I'm able to store the phone in here so it doesn't just slip out of my pocket. And that's often what happens for me, is stuff just falls out of my pocket when I sit down because I don't have zippers on most of my pockets. So in that sense, it's very practical. Now, let's talk about the limitations of this. One is discoloration. So typically when you get something gray like that, it very quickly becomes discolored. Now, you can get some little wipes to fix it up a bit, but it's never going to be perfect. Now, Rimowa's done a good job here adding metal and making it very secure. They use thick nylon straps. They also have a metal adjuster here to adjust the sizing. It is getting a little bit scratched. Now, I've had this for a few months now, but you do see some scratches, but that's just the price of going with an aluminum product. And the other thing to note is that if you want something that's a bit more scratch resistant, then you're going to want to get something that is silver. Don't go with the black version, even though the black version may be more stylistic. But if that's really what you want a black one, go for it. Now, the other thing to note is there are a lot of fakes out there of this. Fake Rimowas. One of the biggest indicators that they're fake is just the colors. They're going to have color options that are not just black and silver. They're going to have blue and colors that this model does not come in. And you can also pay attention to the details on the connectors to see whether it's a fake. This is the authentic version. You also see how well designed the metal hinges are on the bottom, and of course the genuine leather on the inside. I actually think that it's a very useful product. I like that it looks futuristic. Some people might not want that. They may not want something as flashy. As somebody that travels a lot, it fits my identity. It's very practical. I'm able to quickly take out my phone. I'm able to take out my passport. I get a lot of use. I get a lot of mileage out of this. Even when I'm just making a short trip to 7-Eleven to go buy some drinks, I'm going to take this with me so that I can have somewhere somewhere to put my money. I have somewhere to put my phone. Now, one thing to note is I do find when I put coins in there, too many coins, it's difficult to close. So what I use is something that you can't buy anymore because it's been discontinued, but it's a Rimowa coin purse, and it actually came with a Rimowa travel wallet. Now, I had to buy this used because it was discontinued. I had it imported from Japan, and it was back when Rimowa had their old logo before they got acquired by LVMH. So what I did is I just took the coin purse out. So I recommend that if you do get it, probably get a little bit of a coin purse to put inside so that the coins don't disrupt the closing mechanism. You see a bit of minimalist branding here, the Rimowa written there. You see the little the new Rimowa logo on the corners there. You also see the longitude and latitudes, I believe, for their headquarters in Germany. I think that's what that's for. I love how it wraps against the body. I love the angles of the straps. There are a lot of just small perfections here that do make it better than the cheaper alternatives. Now, there are plastics ones that you can get that have mimicked this design, and I think I paid around $20 for that on TikTok. But really, if you can't afford to pay over $1,000 for this, you can try getting a used one on eBay, but even then you're probably going to be paying close to $1,000, if not $1,000. So what I recommend is get the Argon one. Again, it's going to be in the link to this video. And if you do have the money to spare and you're not going to struggle with buying this, I think you'll be happy with it. I mean, if you have $1,000 to burn, what else are you going to spend it on? Get something you're going to use every day. You get a big Rimowa luggage. You might use that a few times a year when you're traveling, but this thing, you use it every day. It's not just going to sit in your closet collecting dust. At least I use it every day anyways. So check it out. Try it on. I think it's fantastic.